Okay, guys, this is Santiago here from Welcome Amigos. We're visiting a farm here and close to Boquete, Panama. And I'm just here with Dr. Daniel Daves, businessman, entrepreneur, and now a farmer. And he's building several greenhouses here to feed the people, as he says, to obey God's command in Genesis 1. Dr. Daves, how are you doing, my
Well, it's
friend?
good to be with you. Thanks for coming out on the farm today.
Okay, great. Well, this is amazing what you're doing here. I'm just going to show pan here for them to see. This is how much? 1 hectare that you're building here.
Yeah, we'll have a total of 1 hectare. Right now, we have 1/3 of a hectare up. That's what you're looking
Okay.
at.
Okay. Now I asked Dr. Daves, how much food can he grow here in 1 hectare when he finishes? All the greenhouses. Is that 1 million pounds you mentioned
Well, I'll tell you,
for a year?
if you're growing outside, you have all kinds of enemies. You have
Okay.
rain, wind, bugs, fungus, mold. But if you'll put the food inside of a greenhouse, you've brought that plant back to the Garden of Eden environment. And
Okay.
you knock out 90% of all of the enemies of that production. So just in doing that, that plant is going to provide you with a lot more food than if it was just open field planted.
And you keep the moisture too, right? Better.
That's right.
Much better.
The rain is not going to hit the plant. You send that plant everything. It's kind of like a person,
Mhm.
A plant likes to eat in the morning and it likes to eat in the evening. A nice
Okay.
and cool drink of water during the middle of the day. And if you're open field planting, it can't do that.
That's
It's
right.
always living in shock.
Mhm.
So with a greenhouse environment, that plant is going to multiply its production for you. And basically, if you know what you're doing and you're able to really take care of the plants, you can get. I'll give you two ideas. One would be, let's say, bell peppers.
Okay.
Bell pepper.
That's right.
You can get anywhere from 400 to 450,000 pounds of bell peppers per hectare per year out of a greenhouse environment.
Okay.
If you're doing tomatoes, just double that because its weight, its volume is twice the weight. You can do 900,000 pounds of tomatoes in a 1 hectare greenhouse in 1 year.
That fits a lot of people, Dr. Daves.
Yes, it does.
And you're coming here with very dire numbers. You're saying that in 9 years, 4 out of 10 people won't have any food. Less than 1,000 calories. So this is what we need to do. This is the way to go. God gave us the land, and we just need to grow the crops. Now we're looking into helping our American brethren coming south, as clouds of judgment looms. Such a great nation, Dr. Dave, such a blessed nation by God, because of those Christian principles. And when they forsake God, God is a two-way relationship. You forsake me, I forsake you, right?
That's right.
So now you're here in Panama. You're relocated here with your family. You're helping a lot of people here as a spearhead, as a pioneer. I've seen, and God bless you, Dr. Day. God, your initiative here. What would you say to any American family that is thinking that environment there is getting really morally, bankrupt for their kids? Would you encourage them to come to Panama or to relocate someplace else? What would be your advice?
Well, first of all, we know historically that God always pulls a remnant out before he judges a nation. And if you would consider yourself that 10% club, that remnant that loves God, then the Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And you have to think about, is there anything there for my children? Is there going to be anything there for my grandchildren? If not, a good man needs to leave an inheritance. That means you may need to find a new place to relocate. Find a place that honestly will provide for you, that there's a future for you and your family, to where you
Okay.
can fulfill the mandate of God on your life.
Okay.
And I don't see that happening for a lot of people in the United States. I think that it's in a downward decline, a downward spiral, and typically we're seeing communism. Communism is creeping in and taking over, and the life cycle of communism is 40 to 70 years. And if you can hold your breath that long, and if you've got enough food in your basement to last that long,
lot
maybe
of
you
time.
can outlast it, but I promise you no one does.
And tyrants, they grow old. Look at Castro. Now, what was the event? Because some people are thinking in relocating out of the states, Christian people. What was the event in your life that triggered that decision? I'm out of here. I will go to. Well, you went to Costa Rica first.
Sure.
What was that event that well, this is over the top for me. Let's go, and you just grab your kids and went out.
Well, I had two major dreams while I was traveling in missions work around the world. I had pastored for 20 years beforehand,
Okay.
and but I had two major dreams in 2008 that shook me to the core and really opened my eyes and woke me up. I was really a Christian missionary, former pastor, just living the dream, traveling for God, and I had no idea what was going on. The Lord dramatically woke me up with those two dreams, and those dreams showed me the future, and I saw what was coming to the United States. So one thing I always tell people, don't run, because if you run from the devil, you'll always run from the devil. He'll always
Okay.
chase you.
Okay.
But now is the time, more than ever, to find out where God wants you. Really get honest with God and say, Lord, what does the next 20 years of my life look like? And if I've got children, I'm responsible to get them in a place they can multiply their entire lives.
You're right.
So, Lord, where do you want me? And don't run, but move forward into the plan of God for your life. And that will probably end up meaning moving to another city, another state, another country. It's probably
Okay.
going to mean movement. God always moves before judgment. He moves people.
Okay, that's
Yes.
what we're seeing here. Many more people coming to Panama at some rate, and we know that's going to grow. Thank you so much, Dr. Daves, and God bless your initiative here and your all this farming that you're doing and your family. Okay,
Thank you,
thank you
sir.
for your time.
God bless you.
God bless you too.